Hey everyone, how's it going? So I've got a 2010, I think it is. Oh, 2007, duh, it says right on my scanner. 2007 Silverado. Customer's complaint is the ABS and traction control light is on. They already tried putting in a sensor because they knew it was the right rear sensor. Let me show you something here. And if you look down, you can actually see wheel speed. And if you look, the one that's highlighted in white, that's right rear. I'm just going to go up the street a little bit. Never changes. So there's an issue. Either he never plugged it in or there's something else going on. I'd be willing to bet there's something else going on. So you can see it's just not reading. I'm backing this thing into the shop right now. So let's get this in the shop and let's do some investigation. Alright, so I'm underneath this Silverado and I'm taking a look at this, and I think this guy installed a front ABS sensor in this truck in the rear. So let me show you why I'm thinking that. So I come here, first off, it's zip tied. Why couldn't you use the factory place to hold it? Well, first off, that's a square. That's what they use in the front. And the hole that they use, that's a round hole. That is not a square hole or a rectangular shaped hole. Plus, why is this just hanging out in the middle here? And obviously they tried to hook this up there to that hole, didn't work out, so they wound up zip tying it everywhere. Now, does that look right to you? Having the sensor go outboard towards the drum? That doesn't look right at all. However, this side, you see it goes away, but now the holes at the bottom, the sensor's at the top. Holes at the top, sensor's on the bottom. So basically, you could use either sensor on either side. So I bet you there's only one sensor per one rear sensor that could be used on either side. So I'm going to take this off. I guarantee you this is the front, just by looking at it, because I know this goes actually into the control arm. This piece here, this actually goes right into the upper control arm in the front. So let me unbolt this. Let me take this out, and I'm going to get a new one on its way because I want to compare the two just to see. So here we go, I got the new sensor, and if you look real close, you could see there's a huge difference in the length of that thing. Plus the position of this is 180 off, basically it's where it's supposed to be. So let's put this in place and see what happens. And it's actually relatively simple. It's just push it up in there, get that in place. It's a little dry, so maybe, yeah, put a little, let's get a little bit of gear oil on there. That's all, no big deal. And that should go right in, like such. And then we're going to catch the screw in there. So now with that tight, basically everything else should line right up. I mean, that goes right in like it should. This end's going to come up. I'm going to tuck this up and over, so this way I can grab it later. And then this end should go right in place. Oh, right here. I wasn't sure. Yeah, just like that. So now we're going to let it down, and I'm going to connect the top. Now from the outside of the vehicle, I can grab that connector, and there's a spot up here, right there, where that can go in. Then this can go in, just like that. So now we can let it down, we can hook the scanner back up to it, and we can go for a road test and see what we got. Alright, so I'm back in the truck now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go clear the codes first, because I got an ABS light on, traction control light, and everything else. So let me do that. Grab this. So let me go to codes menu. Let's go to clear codes, because I don't really care what the codes are right now. Alright. So that should have cleared the codes. Let's see. I still got the lights on the dashboard. Sometimes you got to drive it in order for them to clear out completely. Yeah, the lights are staying on. So let's just see. Let me go to codes menu just to see. Yeah, see, no codes. No codes. Yeah, sometimes you gotta just drive them to get the lights to go off. Let's go to data display. So now let's see if we get reading. And I got nothing. Look at that. I have absolutely nothing. Why is that? That is really peculiar. Alright, so I find that very peculiar that it was not reading anything. Bit odd, but whatever. So what I did was I pulled it into the shop real quick, I disconnected the battery. And then what I did was I hooked the battery cables up together to discharge any capacitors, just to see. So now, I cleared the codes, and now, of course, the lights are out. As you can see there, the lights are out. So now, I'm just going to back up, and let's see if we have any kind of a reading here. Yep, see that? Now we have readings. That's actually very peculiar. I've never actually had that before. Usually they self-clear, kind of like airbag codes. They usually will self-clear. Sometimes you got to do battery disconnect, but I've never seen one not read a speed sensor. Very, 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 very peculiar. But whatever. There's always a first for everything. There's a first time for everything. There's also a last time for everything. Don't forget that. So it seems like we're reading okay now. So I'm good with that. I'm going to take this thing for a road test and go from there. But I think all in all, I think we're going to be good here. Just a little peculiar, but I think we're going to be good. So if you're getting something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.